Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Friday, March 5th. I hope everyone is off to a good and safe start to their Friday so far, and that you all have a wonderful weekend ahead. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the current relief package and the third stimulus check. I'll also be discussing the $1,400 direct payments, the current timeline for this reconciliation bill passing, and then I'll be wrapping up this video by answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly liking this video, give me a big thumbs up. It really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so after Democrats in the Senate advanced a bill in their chamber, which allowed them to kick off debate, we are now just that much closer to getting this thing passed. As expected, the vote did come in along party lines, with all 50 Democrats voting for it, and all 50 Republicans voting against it. Of course, Vice President Kamala Harris worked as a tiebreaker, enabling the bill to advance to the next stage. From there, you would normally go right into debate. However, thanks to Republican Senator Ron Johnson loving the bill so much, he forced the Senate clerk to read all 628 pages of the bill. Now, obviously, this irritated Democrats, as the only way they could get out of this process is through unanimous support. However, anytime they would offer for this process to be waived, any Republican could object. So, as you would expect, throughout this entire process, Ron Johnson could be seen pacing the floor, and anytime he needed to take a break or to step off the floor, he had to have someone come in to take his place. Johnson also took to Twitter to show his displeasure in the overall package. In a tweet, he said, "Listening to the clerks read the Democrats' $1.9 trillion bill, it's amazing how many times you hear the year 2022, 2023, and beyond. I thought all this virus relief spending was needed now." Johnson also said, $1.9 trillion in additional debt is $5,800 per person. Added to the $4 trillion of earlier relief bills, it's a debt burden of $18,000 per person. This relief isn't free. So, because of Johnson slowing down the process, forcing Senate clerks to read the entire bill, things are getting pushed back just a little bit. However, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer made things perfectly clear that they'll do whatever it takes to get this bill passed by the weekend. In a statement, Schumer said, quote, "No matter how long it takes, the Senate is going to stay in session to finish the bill this week. The American people deserve nothing less." At this point, now that we're finally past the bill being read, we'll be moving on to the 20 required hours of debate, followed by the vote-a-rama. Oh, and in case anyone was wondering, it took 10 hours and 43 minutes for the Senate clerks to read the entire 628-page bill. For the upcoming vote-a-rama, senators on both sides can offer as many amendments as they would like, which can possibly drag on for hours and hours, depending on how painful they want to make it. For this process, Ron Johnson is already coming up with another plan to stall this process out even more, inflicting even more pain on Democratic senators. Senator Johnson said, "Historically, what's happened is we offer a couple of hundred amendments on the Republican side and we get a couple of dozen voted on. And then people tire out. I'm coming up with a process that keeps people from tiring out. I'm getting signups. I'm laying out a 3-shift schedule." So it sounds like Republicans are working on coming up with as many amendments as they possibly can, and in order to avoid tiring out, working a shift schedule, allowing them to switch out. From the sounds of it, this is going to take several hours to complete. At the moment, the Senate is expected to reconvene at 9 a.m. today, where they'll resume their consideration of the bill. Then, the Senate vote-a-rama is expected to begin around lunchtime today. If Senator Johnson and Republicans follow through with their promise to inflict as much pain as possible on Democrats by offering a crazy amount of amendments, this process could go well into tomorrow morning. Eventually, though, they will run out of amendments, which will finally allow them to vote on the bill. Now, at the moment, it's their hope they'll be able to hold the vote on Saturday, but if for whatever reason they run out of time, they will stay through Sunday to get the vote in. From there, if passed, which it should, the bill will be sent off to the House for the final approval. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has already signaled that even though the measures such as the one that would increase the federal minimum wage up to $15 per hour have been removed, she'll still have just enough votes to pass the bill through her chamber. As far as the fight for $15 per hour goes, it seems like they've given up on it being in this bill, but they will continue pushing that in the future. More than likely, in order to see an increase, that number will need to be set just a little bit lower, perhaps at $11 per hour. Let's wait and see. With the federal unemployment benefits expiring in just 9 days, Congress doesn't have much time to pass this reconciliation bill, but right now, at least, they're right on pace. If all things go well, they should be able to have this bill passed through both chambers by early next week and on President Biden's desk for his final signature. If they can do all this by Monday or Tuesday next week, it's very possible that the next round of direct payments could begin hitting bank accounts by Thursday or Friday next week. Again, this is probably the best case scenario, but personally, I don't foresee any hiccups that will delay this process that much longer. Considering that Democrats can pass this bill along party lines through both chambers, the only enemy they really have in getting this bill passed are themselves. At this point, they shouldn't have any issues whatsoever in getting this bill passed through both chambers. So, while we wait for Congress to jump through all the final hoops in getting this bill passed, all we can continue to do is hang in there, stay strong, and hope for the best. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to move right along to answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. And if you do have any other comments or questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do try to answer as many of the comments and questions as I possibly can. But for those comments and questions I'm not able to respond to, I do try to pick some of the more popular ones to answer in the next video in video form. Okay, so without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first comment today's video, which is from Harris. Harris says, what happened to the child tax credit that starts in July? I haven't heard anything about it lately. Okay, thank you so much for your question, and this measure is definitely still in the bill. At the moment, the increased child tax credit is set at $3,600 per child under the age of 6 and $3,000 for children ages 6 to 17. Also, they still hope to send these payments out on a monthly basis, which means that starting in July, as you said, you'll be receiving monthly payments of $300 for children under the age of 6 and $250 per month for children ages 6 to 17. Moreover, the child tax credit is now going towards 17-year-olds as long as they're still 17 on December 31st of this year. Also, even though this is only a temporary increase in the child tax credit, some lawmakers are hoping to make this a permanent thing in the future. On this, we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, moving right along to the next comment video, which is from Bolin. Bolin says, hey Josh, my hubby and I made $130K in 2019 and we have 4 kids. Will we get the full stimulus? And what does household mean? Okay, thank you so much for your question. And yes, since you made less than the $150,000 threshold for joint filers, you will receive the full amount. This means that in total, you'll be receiving $8,600 for your direct payment, which is the combined amount for you, your spouse, and your 4 children. On top of that, you'll also be receiving an additional monthly payment for the increased child tax credit, which will vary based on their age. As for your second question, if you're wondering what head of household is, it's basically another tax filing status for someone considered to be unmarried and be entitled to an exemption for a qualifying person, such as their child or their parent. In order to qualify, they would need to pay more than 1/2 of the cost for supporting their qualifying person. Okay, moving right along to the next comment view, which is from Randy. Randy says, hey Josh, is it possible to get the first and second stimulus check if it's my first time filing my taxes? I am currently unemployed. Okay, thank you so much for your question, Randy. And yes, as long as you were eligible to receive the money, then you can definitely still receive the first 2 payments that you missed out on by claiming the $1,800 as a credit on the tax returns that you filed this year. This $1,800, of course, is a combined amount from the first 2 rounds of direct payments. Now, the only reason I can think of on why you may not have been eligible for the first 2 rounds is if you were being claimed as a dependent on anyone else's tax returns. If you weren't, or you aren't being claimed by anyone this year, then you can definitely go ahead and claim that money. This way, the IRS will issue the $1,800 as a tax refund, and they'll also have your banking information on file, which will allow them to send you the next direct payment of $1,400. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video, and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so, and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 4 free stocks from Webull, with 2 of them valued all the way up to $1,600 each, or 1 free stock from Robinhood, just for signing up and linking your bank account, please feel free to claim those free stocks by clicking the link in the description box below. And finally, if you join Rakuten with my referral link in the description box below and spend at least $20, Rakuten will give you $20 cash back. This means you can buy an item through Rakuten with one of their referral links, such as Nike, for $20, and Rakuten will give you $20 just for making that purchase. This is just an incredible deal that I would love for everyone to take advantage of. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day today.